Greetings. Welcome to TheQueenElle LLC. This is Queen Elle. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today's video is a love reading, and this is regarding the upcoming transit of Venus entering Gemini on April 11th. So stick around. And one thing that I wanted to mention is Venus also actually has a planetary aspect taking place on the same day. So planetary aspects video linked above, but this aspect is Venus is trine Pluto on April 11th. So what does that mean? Pluto is our planet of rebirth, regeneration, renewal. It's a lot of transformational energy. I will link my Pluto entering the sign of Aquarius video up above because that's a huge transformational energy. So Venus being trine Pluto is very lucky energy, and that's what trine represents. Now, this is a renewed, reestablished love. So if this is if you are in a romantic type of relationship and you have romance in your life, then this would be a leveling up of that romantic interaction that you have. If you don't have love in your life currently, then there is love on the horizon. Okay, so it's either an enhancement of existing love or there is new love on the horizon. And for those of you who are like, I'm good, I'm not about no new love in my life right now, you can practice that love on yourself as well. Okay, now Venus entering Gemini. Some things to mention are this is an unadulterated, thought-provoking love. Geminis, it's all about being deep in thought, and also Geminis are an air sign, so it's a lot of free-flowing energy. So some ways that you can tap into this energy is by identifying not only your personal love language, and there are free resources online to you fill out like a survey to determine what your love language is. There's also the love language series of books as well. But it's important to not only find out your love language and say, hey, everybody's all about saying, my love language is, acts of service, or my love language is, gifts, or my love language is, affection. It's or words of affirmation. It's not so much just about knowing what your love language is. That's great, but it's important to also know your partner or loved one's love language so that you know the best way to love on them. You can't necessarily treat someone the way that you want to receive love because that might not be, their love language. So then they wouldn't be receptive to it. So it's important to learn and identify and even just ask what someone else's love language is so that you can love on them the way that they like receiving love. Also, with this Venus entering Gemini energy, it's important to resist putting your love in a box. We have all of these guidelines, all of these rules that this is how, my love is supposed to be. This is how my relationship is supposed to be. And this is with romantic and platonic relationships. This is with our loved ones, family members, our friend circle, etc. We have these guidelines on, and these expectations that we place. But it's important with this Venus and Gemini energy to break those confines, to not put so many restrictions on your love and how it should, take place. How it should, how you should interact in a loving manner with people or how they need to come correct. It's great to have standards, and it's great to make sure that people respect your boundaries and to establish what those boundaries are. This energy is just reminding us to go with the flow and to not be so strict and rigid with our mindset with regard to how the love will go. Also, it's important to note that there are ebbs and flows in every relationship. So it won't just be, peak, 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 inching your way to the top. It's important to know that there are those peaks and valleys as well. Okay, so I just wanted to pull a few cards just to touch on this energy and to see what else the spirit guides have for us with regard to this Venus energy. one thing I wanted to mention is, as I was shuffling, the Three of Swords popped out. Now the Three of Swords is, there's a bit of heartbreak. There's a bit of turmoil going on, because this is all about our mindset. One thing to note is it can be a bit hard to maybe step out of or break free from what we're used to, what is most familiar and most comfortable to us. So if this is in regard to breaking out of those constraints of, just the structure that you have in your relationship, or if this is about the leveling up and it's difficult to break free from those confines, then that's okay as well. Now, let me just see if we have a bit more information with regard to that Three of Swords energy. Okay, so we have the Star. The Star is all about, and that's in reverse, the Star is about the newness. So if you have some type of mental block with regard to the thought, the concept of there being some type of new love, it's okay. Take advantage of this full moon energy. We have the shadow period now because the full moon took place on April 6th, but now we have the shadow period a few days after the full moon. Take advantage of that time to release whatever is holding you back. Release whatever is kind of weighing on you, so that you can put yourself into a better position to receive this new love. And we have the Fool. That's a great card to end on. Now, the Fool card is all about, it's not just as it sounds, the Fool, but it's about having kind of like that childlike type of energy. Just, it's important to practice discernment with regard to the decisions you make, but it's also really exciting and freeing to just start fresh, to break free from, all of the tightly wound energy, and to just embody, this new spring equinox energy, releasing with the full moon. I'm getting a chill just thinking about it. It's important to, sometimes have that childlike fervor when we're thinking about new territory that we're embarking on, to not, sometimes we're like meeting it with apprehension. If you ever look at a child and how they tackle new beginnings, up until a certain age, they're just gung-ho. They throw caution to the wind. They don't even have any caution. There is no caution. There's no like thinking twice. That's why you almost have to like protect them from themselves, because they just literally not a care in the world. So it's okay to have that type of energy with regard to this new beginning with love. Again, don't get me wrong, practice discernment. Discernment is our best friend here when it comes to love. But it's also exciting when you're starting something fresh and new. The newness of it all is exciting. Just to know that, there's love on the horizon. So embrace that as well. And the full moon was in Libra, so let's find the balance between practicing discernment, but not being so discerning that we're like, really cynical and skeptical of everything. Okay. Now, one more card I wanted to pull is from my African Goddess Rising Oracle deck. So we'll pull that one and see what else the spirit guides have for us. Okay, we have Yemiya, and that is called Awakening at the bottom. And as you see in this image, she is pregnant with expectation, pregnant with excitement, pregnant with anticipation. And this is very fitting right now, because there are new things on the horizon, new passions, new love. So I hope that this message has been received well today. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Peace. Ashe.